What's up, Periscope? Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite. Today we're going over 5 vendors who can help you get business credit and how you can get approved without a consumer credit check and without a personal guarantee. Ty Crandall here. Glad to be with you. Today, we are going to be diving into the starting phase of building business credit. A lot of people have asked me to come back here because we've been talking about a lot of different topics about getting loans. We've been talking about credit scoring. We've been talking about a lot of different stuff. And so a lot of people have requested, hey, can we get back to business credit? Can you teach us again some of the beginning stages because we're getting stuck along the way with building business credit. So I'm not going to go to our main whiteboard here to teach the concept. What we're going to do, hello, welcome, thanks for coming in. Hey, Uncle Ty, that's awesome, Mario. Appreciate that. I was just about to call. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Phil, give us a call still. I got a whole team of people out there that'll gladly take your call. So today, we're going to go to our brand new chalkboard. First time we've ever used a chalkboard for a live stream ever. And we're going to do it today because my whiteboard artist specifically requested we get a chalkboard and said she'd make it look pretty. And she's done a pretty good job. So today we're going to be diving in. We're going to be decoding how to get 5 vendor credit accounts to start building business credit. And this is credit that's linked to your EIN, not your personal social, no personal credit check, no personal guarantee. Just got 20,000 Chase Inc. business credit card. Thank you. Boom. Good job, man. Great job. I love to hear that. Quill. That's awesome. So you got a Quill too, or it sounds like you got a Chase Inc. So that's perfect. Congratulations. Let me know if the Chase Inc., if you built your business credit and got that with or without a personal guarantee. I'd love to know that. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you. I appreciate that. So I was about ready to say whiteboard, but I guess I have to change it up because now we're going to a chalkboard. So 5 vendors who can help you get business credit without the personal guarantee, without the personal credit check. So your EIN number, okay, does not equal having established business credit, okay? So that's the first thing that you need to know about building business. No personal guarantee whatsoever. That's awesome. And you said you got a $20,000 Chase Inc. card. I will add that to my list. I will even write it down right here. So that's awesome. So 20K Chase Inc. card. I'll add that to the actual whiteboard without the personal guarantee, without the personal credit check. So great job. So a lot of people think that just because they have an EIN or a business, they have credit. And that is not the case. Okay, business credit has to be built under your EIN just like personal credit has to be built under your actual social. Hey, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So that means that just because you have a business doesn't mean you have credit. Just because you have a social doesn't mean you have credit. When you have a social security number, you build a credit profile under it. When you have an EIN number, you have to build business credit under it, just like you do personal credit. Now, before we even dive in, is trying to get bank credit first. Trying to get approved for credit cards at a bank first equals guaranteed denial. You've got to build these trade lines first before you even think of building business credit. So, just heard from somebody that said, look, I got a $20,000 Inc. Chase credit card without a personal credit check. But that person did not start there. They started with a lot of trade lines before they got to that point. That's what you need to know. So just because you're listening to this training today doesn't mean you walk into a bank and say, I want a $20,000 credit card. I heard Ty on that live stream say I can get one. You can. But you have to take the steps we're going to talk about today first. There's a particular order you have to build business credit to be successful. It's this order that people screw up. A lot of people try to jump ahead and apply for credit in the wrong order. It's almost always the case of why people get denied. But if you follow the steps as we're going to outline here, we're going to talk about how you start the business credit profile and score to get up to a point like you just heard and just saw where you can get the $10,000, $20,000 individual limit credit cards. Yes, absolutely. And so as we're hearing from Bowman, he did that. He started with Quill. He started with Uline. He started with many more trade lines before he got the $20,000 account. So don't be fooled when somebody says, I got a $20,000 Chase Inc. card with no personal credit check. The reason it happened was because, again, he came in and built these exact accounts first. Vendor credit is basically vendors that will give you initial credit even when you have none. Now, these are typically net 30 terms. So that means that if you get a credit and you have a balance, you have 30 days to pay off that balance in its entirety. It's not like a revolving account. Now, you can use your EIN only to apply, not your social, so there's no personal credit check. And these accounts report on your business credit reports. Now, A lot of people ask this question, so let me go ahead and address it. They won't even ask for your EIN number in a lot of cases. The reason for that is because business credit is typically reported based on your business name and your business address. So I can report credit for your business with only your name and only your address. I don't even need your EIN. So you don't need your EIN on a lot of applications for vendors because all they need is your business name and address to report credit on your behalf. So just because they're not asking for an EIN, don't worry. What you do want to do is make sure you never put your social security number on the application. When you put a social security number on an application for business credit, then what happens is you're automatically giving a personal guarantee. You're automatically going to have them pull your personal credit. If you don't want to do those two things, don't provide your social. Is that illegal? Some people think that it is. It's not. There's no law that says you ever have to provide your social security number in an application, but there are laws that say you can't misrepresent your social security number. So you can never put anything in the field of a social security number field, but you can leave it blank and force them to pull your business credit and make the decision that way, just so you know that. You're using it here, there's only report to the business credit reporting agency. Some vendors will require some prepaid orders. And we'll talk about this. We're going to talk about some today that will have you actually go ahead and make some purchases before they'll actually approve you. You want to only report with vendors who report to the business credit reporting agencies. The reason for that is 97% of trade vendors don't report to the credit bureaus. So you can't just go get trade credit. A lot of people think they have business credit, but they don't because most of the trade vendors that exist don't report it. So you've got to make sure that you get vendors that actually do report to the business credit reporting agencies. That's what CRAs mean. You also need to make sure you use vendors who will work with startups. That's what we're going to talk about today. Vendors who report to the business reporting agencies and vendors who will work with you even as a startup, even if you have no business credit. You also want to make sure that you monitor your business credit building. We've got a link right here to do so. Credit monitoring with Experian is $50 a month. With DMB, it is $159 a month. It's $210 a month to monitor it. At creditsuite.com/monitoring, you can now access credit monitoring for only $24 a month with Experian and with the DMB through our NAV integration. So this will save you $2,200 a year just by using this link. And you've got to get this trade credit for the big payoff. So the big payoff here is that you're building that initial business credit because they report to the business credit reporting agencies, okay? As I said, most trade vendors don't report. And also keep in mind that vendor credit is what helps you build that initial credit profile and score. You also need, and let me give you an example. I'm going to go ahead and pull a report here to show you exactly what this works. I'm not pulling reports for anybody on here. I don't have the ability to pull Experian reports anymore. I used to, but since we're in credit building, they no longer want us to have access to credit reports, which makes sense. So I'm going to give you a real example of what vendor credit accounts will help you do. Here we go. I'll show you on a real credit report. Here's a credit report from a company that has a 28 score. This is a failing score. As you can see here, it's very, very, very high risk score, okay? On the low risk to high risk, this is about as high risk as you can get when it comes to a score. 28 score. But here's what you need to know. This person has absolutely no credit. There's no trade lines ever. No loans. No nothing. There's no data here whatsoever that you see on the actual commercial credit report. It's empty, but yet the person still has a failing score. And one of the reasons that they have the failing score is lack of active trades. Why am I high risk? Factors lowering the score. Number one factor, lack of trades. So this is different. In the commercial world, you can be given a failing score when you have absolutely no trade lines and be considered high risk by lenders and credit issuers just because you lack trade lines. Now let me show you how awesome what I'm about to teach you today is. Now let's look at the opposite. Here's somebody that has an excellent score, 96. Hey, welcome, thanks for coming in. 96, about as high as you can go, super low risk. Okay, so let's look here. Here's low risk, about as low risk as you can get. Okay, but this person only has one account on their credit report. Only one account reported. This is one of the vendors I'm going to show you today, a packaging company. and they've only spent ever less than $100. So let me show you something even cooler. Here's what happened to their credit. They went from the 28 that I just showed you all the way up to the 96 that they are now. They're actually even higher than this, just because they added that one account. So what happens is we have somebody that goes from a failing score because they have no trade lines, lack of trades. They had one account like I'm going to show you today how to do. They go all the way from 28 failing to all the way as low risk as you can get and as high of a score nearly as you can get just because they added one account. That's why what I'm going to show you today is so important. Hola, thanks for coming in. That's why what I'm going to show you today is so important. Because even if you have no credit on your report that's bad, you can still be issued a failing business credit score by Equifax and Experian, as you just saw. But only one account that's paid as agreed will reverse a bad all the way to as good as you get. It takes you from high risk all the way to low risk. What I just showed you is the same reports lenders look at. It's the same report credit issuers and suppliers and the people that give you money are looking at. So when they look at somebody with a 28 score, high risk, no trades, you're denied. But if they see somebody with a 96 score, low risk, that's the key to getting approved. It all starts with what I'm going to talk to you about today with credit. We're helping you establish that initial business credit. I just showed you why that's important. We take you from no score or failing score to successful good score just because you're doing that. It's got to be done before you get any other kind of credit. So when we look at the steps of building business credit, you build your credibility, you get access and get set up with the reporting agencies. You have to get vendor credit before you start getting credit at most major stores. If you skipped this step, you're not going to get approved here. You won't get approved for fleet credit, for cash credit. Remember, we just heard from somebody that got a $20,000 Chase Inc. card. You won't get any of that unless you start right here with this vendor credit step. So it's very, very, very important. Okay, so you must be done before store and fleet, and you got to keep that social security number off the application. Never put anything in the social security number field, but leave it off the application if you want the best chance for getting approved for the most amount of money. So let's talk about what you should do. Actually, let's dive into these 5. So Uline is the first one I want to talk to you about today. They report to Dun & Bradstreet. You've got to have your DUNS number first. You can go to Google and Google free DUNS number and get it from Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, Bowman says don't use a PO address. Very important. He's right. Later, if you look at any of our other trading on business credit building, we talk about setting up your business credibly. You need a physical or a virtual address, home address at worst. You definitely do not ever want to use a P.O. box or UPS address. And this is from Bowman, who just got that $20,000 Chase credit card. They might require 2 trade references, people that you're paying now that you could put on the application as a reference, even your bank as a reference. You need to get $50 worth of stuff here to actually get the item reported. If you buy less than $50, it's probably not going to get reported. How do you do it? You go to Uline. You find stuff worth $50 or more you want. You add it to your cart. You go to checkout. You click to open an account. You select to be invoiced, and you're done. Now, here's important. You're going to go through this, and it's not going to be a big celebratory thing when you get approved. You're going to put $50 worth of stuff in your cart. You're going to go to checkout and say you want to apply. You're going to apply, and then boom, you're done. They're not going to tell you were approved. They're not going to tell you anything. The next thing that's going to happen is 1 of 2 things. They're going to notify you by phone or email that you were denied, or they're going to actually ship your item. When they ship your item, congratulations, you know you were approved. Remember, business credit scores are based on how you pay. So the minute the item is shipped, log into your account and pay the bill as soon as you can. The reason this person has a 96 credit score that I just showed you means they pay their bills really early, which means as soon as that invoice is populated, they're paying the bill. If you want to get a good score, you have to let the item ship first. But the minute it ships, make sure you go in and pay that bill quickly. What I want to show you today is Granger. If you're in a business that needs a license, you need to get it. You need to have the EIN number. You need to have your DUNS number as well. Okay, your DUNS number, again, is required by Uline and Granger. It's super easy to get, and it's free. When Dun & Bradstreet calls or emails you, never get back to them. If you do, they will try to sell you a $1,500 package that you do not need. One of my personal faves for business credit building is right here. Monopolize your marketplace. You basically can come in, you can buy a 5 CD set or 5 CD set, $59 over 4 payments. You could choose this option when you check out. All you need is the bank account set up, an EIN, and a deliverable address, and you can get approved. It's super simple. So Monopolize your marketplace of marketing training, marketing resources, marketing tools. My advice is to go in and buy their CD set. They've got a 5 CD set that's 4 payments of $59 a piece. It's got a lot of good information in it, and that helps you build business credit without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check, with no other requirements other than just going in and buying with them. That's why these starter vendors make so much sense. You don't need other credit reporting to get them. They don't have time and business requirements. They don't make you provide your personal credit report. They don't make you have a bunch of stuff on your business credit report. They're easy to get if you go in and follow the steps that I'm mapping out here today. Now, one of my favorite starter vendors is Quilt. They report to D&Bill every quarter, so you have to keep in mind this could take 90 days to report. You got to have that done, so you should have a PAYDEX score first. And if not, they may make you place 1 to 2 initial orders first. So what this means is they may make you purchase once, even twice, before they'll approve you. You follow the same steps you followed here with Uline. You add the items to your cart, you go to checkout, you open an account, and you select to be invoiced. Now, Bowman says, I just buy printer ink from Quill and pay 6 days after ordering. So, the guy that just got the Chase Ink card, for those of you that are just tuning in, he got a Chase Ink card for $20,000, no personal guarantee. What he says is, hey, I just go to Quill and I buy ink. It's a good way to go. Now, what I will tell you about Quill is Quill has over 1 million records or 1 million items on file you could buy. But let me tell you something that most people don't know about Quill. Some people think that getting this kind of credit's about getting toilet paper and stuff you don't need. That's not the case at all. Quill has a lot of really good marketing materials and resources you can get to help you grow your business while you're building your business credit. Here, I'll show you. Quill, we can look at products and see a lot of different cool options here. And if we go right here to gift cards, there's a lot of gift cards you can even get to use for marketing purposes, which is cool. Okay, Bowman has said he gets ink, so you can get that from office supplies. There's all kinds of office supplies you can get. Okay, but even beyond that, there's all kinds of other things you can get here with custom print. I love custom print. Custom print, you can get banners, brochures, bumper stickers, other magnets and stickers for your cars. You can get flyers. We have clients that use the flyers to grow their business all the way. You can get labels, greeting cards. You can get all kinds of things you could use here for marketing, posters, all different types of things you could use for marketing to grow your business. Another cool thing you could do here is type in yard signs. So we have a lot of clients that use yard signs for marketing, and they have a ton of different options here for yard signs. Look at all these ways you can create your own car door magnets, your own yard signs, your own window cling. There's a ton of options here. So this is all direct stuff you could use to market and grow your business while you're building your business credit. So don't ever think that these things you could use. There's over 1 million products at Quill. As Bowman said, who just got a $20,000 ink credit card from Chase without a personal guaranteed or credit check, you can use it for printer ink like he did paper, but use it for marketing. Be smart about what you're doing. You can go to Uline, who sells shipping supplies here at Uline, and you could buy envelopes and do direct mail to potential customers. You could get yard signs and door magnets and banners and marketing flyers. Quill.com, that's correct. All of that stuff you can use. Now you're getting stuff with no money out of pocket, strictly based on credit, to advertise, market, and grow your business, and you're building your business credit at the same time. That's a really smart way to build business. One is Wells Fargo. We've talked about Ford, Uline. They sell all kinds of shipping supplies, envelopes, stuff like that for direct mail. A million things you could do here. Ah, Christine with the super hearts. Look at you. I think it's the first time I've seen you using super hearts. Now, Christine is with us as well. Christine, Bowman just got a $20,000 Chase Inc. credit card without a personal guarantee and personal credit check. So, also, Christine is on with us today. Christine has obtained a lot of these kind of approvals that are real approvals. Actually, the highest approval she's now received is $75,000 individual approval from a roofing company. So again, we've got a bunch of real success stories on here with us today. So I've talked about 4, Uline, to get shipping supplies. How can I find out if my business is lendable? Well, then go through step 1. Do you have a business name that indicates that you're not in a high-risk industry? Okay. Do you have an LLC or a corporation? Okay, do you have your EIN set up? Do you have a website email or website domain and a professional email address? Any necessary licenses that you need? Are you using a real physical address or a virtual address instead of a PO box or a UPS address? Do you have a toll-free number, a fax number, and is your phone number listed with 411? Christine's going crazy on the Super Hearts. I love it. And is all of this information congruent everywhere somebody looks online? If the answer is yes, then you probably are lendable. If the answer is no to any of those, you're not. Uline, all kinds of shipping supplies, envelopes for direct mail, etc. Granger, all kinds of outdoor materials, batteries, first aid kits. Using Quilt, do I need to make a purchase monthly? No, you don't. You only need to purchase once. I personally purchased 3 times from any of these vendors. You just need to make sure that you set up the business credibly, yes, as I just showed you. Monopolize your marketing place for marketing materials. Wells Fargo Secured Credit Card. Okay, that's awesome. So Notorious, I think you're a troll and I'm going to kick you out, but let me see if you have any actual value to provide or if you're just a moron. It could go either way. We will see. I am calling you out in case you know. So go ahead and provide some value or we'll get you out of here. Wells Fargo Secured Credit Card. This is the only one I'm showing you so far that requires a personal credit check and will also have to have pretty average credit or above to get approved. They have a $25 annual fee. They will have you set up an online account with Wells Fargo. You've got to be a citizen or a permanent U.S. resident, which you have to do for all bank accounts. And you got to supply your social for this one because it's a secure credit card. Now, usually they're going to want $500 to secure this credit card. So you might not go with this option, which is why I gave you a 6th bonus here. So all the ones I've shown you so far, no credit check, no guarantee, no credit check guarantee, no credit check guarantee, no credit check guarantee. So that being said, yes, you need to, Christine, because again, Bowman just got it and you have a lot more trades. So I think you can get that account. This one does require a good personal credit check or guarantee or a personal credit check on the Wells Fargo. So a 6th and bonus one is Strategic Network Solutions. All kinds of computer solutions, including even antivirus stuff you could buy while building business credit. And all you need is the EIN and the entity. So in summary of these 5, and I have a few more tips that are going to help you as well, you can get Uline for shipping supplies. That's the one we saw on this credit report. So when we go back, I don't know where that credit report went. So when we go back and look at that credit report with the shipping account, that was Uline. Granger, kind of outdoor supplies you can get, and also batteries, first aid kits. Monopolize your marketplace for marketing materials. We looked at all kinds of stuff you could get with Quilt, including bandit signs or yard signs, marketing flyers, magnets, all different kind of materials you can get, as well as office supplies. You can also get a Wells Fargo secure credit card if you want a secure credit card. I add this to the list because a lot of people ask about secured credit cards. You can also get one with Strategic Network Solutions as well. So there is an alternative. Now keep in mind, you got to have 5 of these to move on to store credit, period. You need 10 total accounts to start getting Visa cards and MasterCards, like what Bowman is saying he got with Christine gets. Auto vehicle financing, fleet credit. Again, Christine, I love those Super Hearts, man. They look so wicked on my end. So you've got to have 5 of these vendors, and I gave you more than 5. To get to the next step of getting store credit, you need 10 accounts total to get cash credit, Visa cards, MasterCards, auto vehicle financing, and fleet credit as well. Okay, so that being said, there is an alternative way here if you have good credit. If you have a FICO score of 680 or higher, or a guarantor that does, well, then you can also get up to $150,000 in unsecured financing. These are 3 to 5 business credit lines that report to the business credit reporting agencies that you can get with 0% rates, and you can get up to 150 grand. So you're getting up to 150 grand. All you need is a 680 FICO or a guarantor that has one. Just got an LLC. Good job, Christine. You get actual credit lines you can take the physical cash out on, and you're building your business credit at the same time. If that makes sense to you, then give us a ring. We can talk to you as well about the fastest way to build business credit. We can also talk to you about getting this unsecured financing program with 0% rates up to 150 grand. Have to tell you, I think my artist is right. I do like the chalkboard better than the whiteboard. It does look cooler. So that being said, you can get this program. You can get 5 business credit cards with physical cash instead of using vendors. Remember, all you need is 5 accounts to start getting store credit. So there's a couple ways to do it. Way 1, use vendor credit at these kind of vendors. Way 2, if you have a FICO score above 680 or a guarantor that does, remember, none of these have a credit check except Wells Fargo. So you can get these without a personal credit check regardless of personal credit. But if you do have a good FICO or a guarantor that does, well then heck, why not get 5 credit lines up to 150 grand while building your business credit, especially at 0%. It's a heck of a way to go. So also, remember, these must report to the credit bureaus. You don't want to get any kind of credit that doesn't report to the credit bureaus. A Capital One Spark credit card reports to consumer and business, so you should look out for that. Okay, some to consumer report to the consumer bureaus. I just mentioned that, like Capital One Spark. And a lot of these credit cards want a personal guarantee. So remember, you don't want to try to go through and get credit cards that report to consumer. You only want credit cards that report to business credit. Is the age of business history a factor in getting unsecured? A lot of things are a factor with loans, including age of business, including employees, including revenue, including profit. There's a lot of things for loans, but none of what I just mentioned matters for credit cards. So that means even the unsecured 0% financing where you can get up to 150 grand, time in business doesn't matter. Employees doesn't matter. Revenue doesn't matter. Size of business doesn't matter. With loans, a lot of stuff matters. But you can get a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, even Christine who's on here, $75,000 individual limit credit card. Bowman just got a $20,000 Visa card or MasterCard from Chase Inc. with no personal guarantee, no personal credit check, no verification of revenue, no time in business requirements, none of that. So credit cards and credit lines are actually much easier in this right to get than loans. Loans, they're going to look at all the stuff on your credit report. Your credit report has your revenue. Your credit report has your profit. Your credit report has your employees. So all that stuff is looked at on your credit report when you start getting loans. They're harder to get. So what you should ask yourself is, what do you want a loan for? What are you going to buy? Is it something that you can't use Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, Home Depot, Dell, Lowe's, Costco, Sam's Club to buy? Most of what you need to fund a business, you could use Visa cards, MasterCards, Amazon, all that kind of stuff for. Ola, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So if you need money, think about what you need it for. Most of it you can use business credit cards like I've taught you today. What you can't use business credit cards for, then you have a much smaller amount you need a loan or a credit line for, and it's easier to get those. So in review, remember, we're talking about building credit for your EIN that's not linked to your social, okay? No, thank you very much for the question. I appreciate it. I would rather pay back a credit card than a loan. Most people will. Most people prefer revolving credit and credit lines loans. Okay, because you don't have set terms. So that being said, remember, we're talking about building credit for that EIN that's not linked to the social. Just because you have an EIN doesn't mean you have established credit. Don't try to start at your bank, Staples, etc. You'll get denied. You have to build these trade lines first. So remember, these are the trade lines we talked about today. Uline to get shipping supplies. Granger. Monopolize your marketplace. Quilt. And we also talked about strategic network solutions. The only one we talked about that has a credit check today is Wells Fargo. If you do have good credit, well, go with this program instead. With this program, you can get up to $150,000 in 0% credit lines while building your business credit at exactly the same time. Okay, so that being said, that's awesome. Who is this with this $100 bill here? Who is that? Macinda T. Looks like you have the ability to super heart too, which is awesome. Remember, you need 5 payment experiences to be able to actually move on to store credit cards. You need 10 total payment experiences to get cash credit, Visa cards, MasterCards, auto vehicle financing, and fleet credit as well. So that being said, exactly how you start building business credit using vendor credit accounts. I told you I was going to give you 5. I gave you 6 instead. Most of what I talked to you about today, you can get without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. We talked about the underwriting guidelines. We talked about how they actually report. We talked about what you can buy at these vendors for marketing and other things. So now you know the steps to come in and start building business credit. Again, a lot of success. Bowman is on here who just got a $20,000 Ink credit card. These are all real approvals from people that have used these steps. $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $70,000. I appreciate that, Bowman. Thank you very much. But the value is there only if you follow the steps. So $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $75,000 individual limit accounts. These are all real approval that clients following exactly the same steps have been able to take. When you say 5 payment experiences, do you mean 5 trade lines or 5 actual payments? Well, I don't actually either. What a payment experience is a payment experience is the reporting of an account to a reporting agency. So if you get one of these accounts that reports to D&B and Experian, that actually counts as 2 payment experiences. So all you need is 5 to move on. It's not even 5 accounts. But I like to tell people, just get 5 accounts. Some, like Quilt, don't even report for 90 days. So if you get 5 accounts, you have the best chance of getting 5 payment experiences established quickly, so that way it helps you move forward with the business credit building process. That being said, let's wrap up. Tomorrow's Turkey Day. I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back here at 4 o'clock Eastern to next week. And to give you an idea, we're going to be talking about 10 ways to be able to get a loan for your business. Okay? Credit Decoded. We're going to talk about your business credit, your consumer credit, and your bank credit scores. We're going to talk about the exact steps to get a $20,000 business credit card with Dell and Apple. These are the things that we're going to cover. So over the next 3 weeks, those will be the topics that we'll be covering. And we're going to go in, decode this, and you're going to have this month a lot of training on how to get loans and credit to be able to fund your business. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for the super hearts. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for coming. Thanks for the engagement. If you came in late, you can go back to Periscope and watch this replay. Okay, I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving. Take tomorrow off. Enjoy it with your family. And I'll be back here next Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern. For those of you that follow us on Facebook as well, thank you for the valuable information. Bowman, you have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks as well. We will not be on Facebook Live tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. I'll be with my family. I hope you are as well. So you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Christine, I love hanging out with you the other day, and I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you all. And Christine, I look forward to seeing you in the next one, all of you on the next stream, 4 o'clock next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.